Crash Team Rumble came out a couple of months ago now, and I still haven't played the full version of this game. This that I'm playing right now is the free trial that's been available for the last few days. They called it a free weekend. I'm currently playing it now on a Tuesday, but I think that's more of a time zone issue than anything else. I did play the beta of this game a little bit as well, and it wasn't enough to incentivize me to buy the game. How is the game so far? Has the free trial changed my mind? No, I don't think so. And if you believe that the fact that I haven't played the full version of this game yet invalidates any criticisms that I might have about it, fair enough. But I do think the fact that I'm a fan of the series, who's played every other game in the series, and like the last time a new Crash game came out that I didn't play immediately, that was a game called Mind Over Mutant. The free trial was sort of the perfect opportunity for the creators of this game to show me what I've been missing out on. As far as I know, all of the maps that are available in the full version of the game are in this trial, which is nice. None of them particularly interest me that much. They're all based off of levels from Crash 4. There's like multiple maps from some of the worlds. Like there's a couple from the post-apocalyptic world that are not that different, really. I like the fact they've got one of these future levels in, because the rest of them are sort of a bit samey. It'd be nice to see a map based off of the space levels, or the Cortex Castle levels, maybe the, what's it called, Offbeat, the crazy one that everyone loves with the ghosts. Did Coco's hair just disappear, or was that just the hat? There's only 3 characters that are actually available in this trial. Crash, Coco, and Dingodile. I have unlocked some of the others, but I can't use them, so that's fun. I'm playing an offline match here. I think it may only be Crash and Coco that the bots ever play as. There's some characters that I've never seen anyone use, even when playing online. There was some kind of controversy about Ripperoo that I didn't follow. I just heard about it on x.com, my favourite website. I haven't seen anyone playing as Ripperoo, so maybe that's what the problem was. No one can unlock him or something. Maybe the free trial is a response to all of that criticism that I've been seeing lately. They're trying to attract some new players because all the old players have stopped playing. I don't play a lot of free trials or game demos. I don't think game demos really exist as much as they used to anymore. I can hear some music from I think it's Crash Landed, one of the space levels. Oh, I can't pick up anymore. This is something I thought was probably going to be a placeholder when I played the beta. The fact the music is just random tracks from old games that have nothing to do with the levels you're actually playing. That's just how it is in the final game as well, I guess. There's 3 characters you can use in this trial. That's fewer than the number of characters that we had access to in the beta. It's very rare to see anyone other than Crash, Coco, and Dingodile. And the game isn't that interesting to play when there's anyone playing as Dingodile, I would say. So when you're playing in an offline match like this, the strategy that seems to work the best is to just stay near your team's base and collect all of the fruit that's nearby, and then just stay in that area, because no one's really going to come and attack you too much. No one's going to cause any problems, and as long as you keep doing that pretty consistently, you're going to win. I don't think there's any sort of difficulty options for playing offline matches, so there's never really any challenge there. And when you're playing online, in my experience, there's basically only 2 different types of matches that you're going to get. One of them is like this, where you can just stay near your base, pick up all the boxes that are nearby, keep doing that at a fairly consistent pace, and you will win. Other people will deal with these relic things for you, which is gonna... I don't even know what this one does. I think it makes you run a little bit faster. But yeah, like, this is one type of game you're gonna get. You can just run around in one little corner of the map, waiting for the boxes to regenerate. That's another thing I thought might be a placeholder thing in the beta, but has remained the same way in the full game, is the fact that boxes always respawn in the same places. You don't have to do any exploration or anything. Once you know where the boxes are going to be, you've got a fairly good feel for how quickly they regenerate. There's not really any reason to go exploring. The other thing that can happen when you play online is someone on the other team will be playing as Dingodile. They'll just camp on your base, they'll kill you repeatedly whenever you try to do anything. So that's when you have to go off and collect the relics to get some kind of superpower that you can use to kill them. And then you just more or less do the same thing that you do in a different kind of game. Even when I've played against like level 100 players, by just doing the technique that I've just used, I pretty consistently get to be top scorer, either across both teams or at the very least in my own team. And I don't know what other people are doing on other sides of the map, if they're all fighting each other to get some kind of achievements or whatever. But basically, that seems to be all you need to do. These power-up things, the only ones that are available, I think, are these two, the fridge and the plant. The fridge isn't really necessary if you're playing offline because no one's ever going to attack you, and it's used to heal you. Oh my god, this game annoys me so much. I want to be positive about it, you know? I heard there was going to be a free trial, and I was like, oh great, I've got another chance to try this game. And then they announced that it was going to be very limited. There's only a couple of characters you can use. There's only a few power-ups you can use. They give you all the maps, which is fine, I guess, but there's nothing really that exciting going on with any of the maps. They're all still just based on Crash 4, and it does beg the question, why couldn't this have just been another game mode within Crash 4? I mean, it seems like that's what it was going to be originally, and I think if that's what had happened, instead of all the extra bloat that game had, with all the hidden gems and the inverted stuff, all the extra stuff you have to do to get to 100%, then I think it would have made Crash 4 a much better game, and this would be a fun little extra thing to have. As it happens, though, it is its own standalone game, and so the fact that it is, at time of recording, entirely based on content from Crash 4 is kind of disappointing. It would be interesting to see other locations and other characters from other games being added to this, and I assume that will happen at some point. But as it currently stands, I appreciate having a free trial for a few days. It's weird to me that it's so limited. I think like a free trial suggests it should be the full game, but only available for a limited amount of time. If you want to have a limited version of the game, then make it available forever. Make it like a proper demo. They kind of went with this weird compromise where it's somewhere in between. Also, my team's actually losing now, I guess because I'm not used to playing as Crash, and maybe he's more different to Coco than I realised. I don't know exactly what the differences are. Like, they have all these classes. They're like, some characters are scorers, and some characters are other things. I don't really know what it means. I think Crash can carry more fruit than Coco, but I'm not scoring as much as I was before. Here's the gimmick with this map: you get really big sometimes, and it is pretty terrifying when when the other team does this and someone's playing as Dingodile. But I don't really know what effect it has on the gameplay. Would I play this game if it was actually like properly free to play, like for anyone with PlayStation Plus or whatever? I don't know. Maybe if I was actually able to try playing with the other characters, it'll give me a better idea of what the full game's actually like. But then again, not many people do bother with the other characters, so I don't feel like I'm missing out on that much. So yeah, on the surface, like, these are all different locations. They all have different things, like the relics, I guess, the Spirit Guardians, Sandstorm. You know what? I do kind of like the Aku Aku power-up in this, because it's like, it does actually put down, like, Aku Aku boxes into the level. So it still feels like you're playing a Crash Bandicoot game, to some extent. It does, like, Crash and Coco at least feel pretty nice to play, and I'd say if you're gonna come up with a new control scheme for these characters that's like better suited to combat, which I guess is what they've done here, then the way it happened in this game feels better than something like Crash of the Titans, for example. You know, it does feel more faithfule to the series. Dingodile doesn't feel as good, in my opinion, to play as he did in Crash 4. I really liked the Dingodile gameplay in Crash 4. It's one of my favourite things about the game. He doesn't feel as good to play in this. He's very slow, and like, he can't dash around. If you try to dash like you can with the other characters, you just start sucking things, which is not as fun as it sounds. I never bother with these gem things either. I don't really know how much difference they make. Again, when you're playing on an offline game like this, there's no reason to do it. They call these like practice matches, and I don't really think they work that well. They don't give you much opportunity to practice anything. The fact that none of the bots ever play as Dingodile, for example, means you can't practice fighting against it. I understand they want it to be an online game, and that's why you don't earn experience for these computer matches, but everything just feels so unnecessarily limited. See, like, I want to unlock Aku Aku. I don't even know how much protection he actually gives you, but, you know, it's just something to do, isn't it? But, like, playing against the computer, you don't need to do it. As I said, the only time you ever need to bother with these relic things is when someone on the other team has a Dingodile and they're camping on your base, making it impossible to score. If I just go over here, just attack anyone who tries to score here, then I I basically make it impossible for them to win. I think I'm finding this game frustrating for similar reasons that I had for not enjoying Crash the Titans and Crash Mind Over Mutant as much. If I knew there was something else coming in the future, if I knew that Crash 5 or whatever was going to happen soon, and I'd be like, okay, fine, it's a weird little spin-off, it's not for me, but whatever. Oh, here we go, here's the Aku Aku crates, look at that. And he spins around you just like in Crash 4. When you get loads of players crowded together like this as well, which is what happens if you've got a Dingodile on your base that you're trying to fight off. There's the UI crap, like the health of you and all the other players and whatever fridges or anything they've put down. I find it gets really cluttered and it's actually quite hard to tell what's going on. I don't know how well this game is sold. I know a lot of people have said that the fact that they're doing this free trial, this is just based on things that I've heard on Twitter or whatever it's called now, because that's the only place I see anyone talking about it. This has got people a little bit concerned for the future of this franchise, and I can kind of understand why. And I know some people like it. I've heard there are some Crash Team Rumble apologists out there somewhere. Oh, look at that, I got top performer. I think there is a purchase option in the menu. I could have a look at that quickly and see how much this game actually costs. If it's like $5, then fuck it, I'll buy it. Right here, right now. Why is this in GBP? I guess I'm signed into a British account here. I've been living in Australia long enough that I actually have to convert that in my head to figure out if it's worth it or not. What I will say is that is definitely more than $5. So I will leave it for now. I don't know at what point this free trial is actually going to end. Look at all these rewards I can unlock that I probably can't use. I did wonder if, like, when you play an online game and there's people fighting each other in random parts of the map or whatever, I was like, oh, maybe that's something they need to do to unlock one of these other characters. But, like, I've already unlocked 1, 2, 3 of these characters by just playing normally. Even, like, Ripperoo, I've done 6 out of 50 or whatever it is that I need to do that. So these are all just things that I would unlock by playing the way I've been playing already. Does anyone play as Embryo? I think, no, I have seen a couple of Embryos here and there. Oh, you can change his flask. Cool. They're like conkers. Oh, okay, top hat. You know what, I appreciate that. Oh, I can't even look at Ripperoo until I've unlocked him. That's fun. I haven't seen anything that makes me want to pay real money for this game. I think I've given it a fair chance. If they want to open up the free trial a bit more and make the whole thing available for a limited time, then maybe I'll try it again. But I think I might just play a different CTR instead. Bye.